Is the land of Israel given to the Jewish nation forever?
Now, absolutely, it's promised. Now, God at the same time did, through divine intervention, remove His people. If you remember, the 12 tribes, the 10 northern tribes were moved into Assyria, and then the 2 southern tribes were eventually moved into Babylon. That was a chastising hand of God upon His nation and people because they failed to retain or maintain the law of God. God said, I will chasten you with the rod of men and with the stripes of the children of men, which He did end up doing. But the land in and of itself is both promised to God's people. It's God's land. The Israelites are God's chosen people, and salvation is of the Jews, and God will establish that nation and people as head again, as noted in Romans chapter 11 verses 25 and 26, when Paul states there that blindness in part has happened unto Israel until the fullness of the Gentiles come in, and then all Israel is going to be saved. When all Israel is saved, and then eventually God ushers in that millennial kingdom, that kingdom of rest for that 1,000-year time period, Israel will be established as head, and that land will be permanently established as Israeli land under God's tenure and guidance. Eventually, however, heaven and earth shall pass away, and this domain will eventually reject God when Gog and Magog rears its ugly head and opposes God and compasses the camp of saints about in Jerusalem at the end of that millennial reign, in which case God will then rain down fire and brimstone out of heaven, and then God's going to create a new heaven and a new earth. But in that new heaven and a new earth, there is the gates of which the 12 tribes of Israel's names will be inscribed eternally, and that's some promise and some legacy for the people and nation of Israel.